Hello, I'm here to talk a bit about TimeWaver. TimeWaver is a technology that we have access to, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about it so you can understand it. This is how tomorrow's medicine actually works. Our mind and our consciousness influence our body and can make it awake, tired, ill, or healthy. And the area that connects the body, mind, and consciousness is known as the information field. And information field medicine is based on the theory of this physical mental field, which relates to all material, energetic, and psychic processes. So let me break that down very easily for you. If you can think of how we connect on the phone, we obviously have a phone, but I put in your telephone number and all of a sudden you're picking up the phone at the other end. So there is this invisible field connection that we're all connected to. How it works with TimeWaver is that we give them some coordinate points in the information field. Some people call it like your matrix. In this information field, we to get your details, we give usually a name, an address, sometimes a telephone number or a birth date. Not that it has anything to do with numerology at all, but we just give some coordinate points so TimeWaver can actually access you. Now, TimeWaver is a German piece of technology that people have portal access to. And so what TimeWaver does is takes a snapshot of you in time and space in the information field and then rates it on all levels, what's actually going on in the background. So it says here, most diseases have their origin in an emotional state or stress-related backgrounds. There's even at times where in that field you are working off some of your family ancestral stuff. And certainly can tell if there's any energy that's also affecting you. So this is quantum physics in a way that you can understand. And we're always happy to send some information out to you to know a little bit more. But so let me show you what a report actually looks like. And then that will make it seem a little bit easier for you so that we can understand a little bit more easier. So the first report that you have is your chakra report. And what we're looking in the chakra report is how balanced you are. So for instance, anything between 0 and 20% in the middle here is considered balanced, but anything else is you're out of balance in that chakra. Now, that will show in your main TimeWaver report. It'll show you that there might be an organ or a system that relates to that that's showing it out. But for instance, in this report, their crown chakra is out of balance, so they're not connected to their higher self. Their forehead chakra is out of balance, so they're in their head, in the future too much. In the neck here, the throat chakra, they will be not communicating some stuff from the past. And this person's heart chakra and solar plexus are fairly balanced, but their sacral area and their root chakra is not balanced. And why that's important is because if those last 4 chakras are not balanced, it's very hard to manifest and heal in the physical reality. And then the last thing we look at in this report is if I was to average out all your chakra areas, how much total energy out of 100 are you working on? And so this then is 69% out of 100. The rest of this report is about chakras. So if you don't know anything about chakras, it will give you all the information to that. Now, one of the things that's built into the TimeWaver program is corrections. And how the corrections are sent out, because there's 9,600 corrections that TimeWaver chooses for you, and they're pulsed to you as a frequency. So they help to assist and clear your body so that you can return to optimal states. So for instance, let's have a look at this again. Here is the optimizing list for the chakras, and this is the corrections for that. So let me explain how this works for you. So here we see the root chakra, which is red, is having the color yellow-orange played back into it. It's quite strong because I'm looking for these little graph here on the right. So it's a 10. So that's quite means it's playing out in your matrix. Now, what does that mean? So what happens is we have all these different programs that are running in our information field that we're not always aware of. And what happens is when I see an intensity of 7, 8, 9, or 10, this information now is being projected into the outside world for you to harmonize, for it'll be harmonizing it with people or situations around you that are playing out this particular issue, and so that you can come to a harmonized resolution around it. So the issue behind this, it tells you here, it says emotional blackmail combined with control is being experienced at work. So this will be telling me why they're out of that area. And likewise, if you go down, the heart chakra is green, the color green is being played back because the heart chakra was pretty balanced when we looked at it. This person has need to give and enjoy giving. So if you were to go right through this report, it goes from 10 right down to 1. And you can read exactly the themes that are being stressed in relation to that chakra. The very last one we look at, the report we look at, is the TimeWaver analysis report. And so it has a look at what's actually happening in the body. So for instance, in this, we're looking at any of the things that are 7, 8, 9, or 10. So for instance, it's telling me here that the immune system is a bit out, but it's only an intensity of 4. And here's the pathway that quantum, in the quantum physics, it takes. So it's on the psychological level, it's affecting organs. This is for the regeneration of body functions and regeneration and optimal function of the immune system. It's not very strong, so that there's something going on, but let's have a look what's going on. Oh yes, actually there's some pathogens in 235, and it's quite strong in that. There's a little bit of copper, so some heavy metals, so this person isn't detoxifying very well. Whoops, let me have a look again. Go up here. It's just showing to me, yes, the body is having a little, there's definitely something going on with teeth. I can see that, and intestines, but not really strong. It's telling me just there's a mineral deficiency. So it goes through quite comprehensively, tells me about if there's been a biological conflict, which is where something happens to you and you take react to it, and then it sets up the site in the body. Here's some of the corrections that it takes, and goes right down to all these corrections that are going through. It will tell me the bacteria, etc., that's happening in there that needs to be balanced out. It will show some medical plants that are being, all sorts of different levels that it's actually looking at. Now, one of the other things that it will go through is where you might have created some distortions in your body through your thinking. So, for instance, it will play back some affirmations or look at the life themes that are actually playing. So currently at the moment, for instance, this person it's come from the past because it says karmic and systemic, and there's self-oppression and getting suppressed. So I would ask the person, how's this playing out in your life? Or here, the partnership to feel as a possession. So there are a lot of different levels that TimeWaver actually uses. It looks at here some ancestral claims. So this is coming from the past. Some oaths and pledges that we all make here and in the past. There's some more corrections going on at different levels. So it's quite a comprehensive program. Usually most people's reports are 2 or 3 pages. And this person has 24, so it's talking about things that have come through, who you still got your stuff with your parents, some transformation of life topics again. So as you can see, it's pretty comprehensive as we go through that. So what happens is that we organise a report for you. We send the report out to you also with a recording of what your report means. At the back of every report is the corrections that TimeWaver has chosen for you. So these are going on in the background, helping to harmonise that. And what happens is then over 4 weeks, you're on TimeWaver. It's like peeling layers of the onion, I guess, and those issues although if they're strong, not always are reduced down to a 0, but usually are eliminated or certainly decreased. Anything that's playing lower in the background usually sorts itself out anyway. So I would have a look when we go through the reports and see what the common themes are that are in the reports. And there's usually some common themes that are happening on multiple levels. And therefore, you'll see why the chakras are out. Well, you'll see where a theme of life is actually playing out and how it may be affecting you. And this really gives you then a good roadmap as to where you need to go and what's happening in your information field. Because sometimes we're a little bit hard on ourselves and thinking, oh, I don't know why this is still going on. I've been working on myself and I'm not getting anywhere. But you are made up of a whole lot of levels, obviously, your thoughts, your mental level, your emotions, the spiritual level, which comes up, anything that comes from your ancestors. As I said, you work off 6 generations of your ancestral stuff. So all of that's in there, right down to how chemically and physically your body's doing so, and how your body's detoxing. So it's quite comprehensive. It's certainly a good program for people to start off and wonder, where do I start and why haven't I got better, or why hasn't this situation resolved? I hope this gives you an understanding about TimeWaver. If you'd like some more information, then sure, drop me a line at info@e=vs.com.au. Thanks for your time. Bye.